Hey everybody, Justin here with PumpPal, and if you're looking for a fitness tracker app for the gym, you found the right video. I'm Justin, the creator of PumpPal, and I built an app I believe that's very useful for people trying to make progress in the gym, right? If you want to go ahead and just check out the app right away, if you go see here, you just search your app store for PumpPal Physical Activity Logs. You can download it, check it out, and you can follow along in this video and kind of learn about the app. But I made it because I wanted to track my progress with real gains, and have a nice app I can use, right? So let's take a look at what PumpPal has to offer for you. When you first log in, you want to create an account. I suggest creating an account right away because some features don't work right. If a guest account, it's more or less just for you to go in and take a look at it, right? But once you create your account, you're going to be brought to this screen here. It's your plan screen, and essentially the plan screen is a group for the week of workouts you're going to do, right? So you might have Monday chest day, you might have Tuesday be back day, maybe Wednesdays be legs day, maybe you throw some cardio in on Thursday, then you do your chest again, and then back on Saturday. But essentially the plan screen is meant to be your plan for the week, right? If you hit the plus button, you can create a new plan. And it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's going to ask you what the plan name's going to be, and you make a new plan by the day of the week, right? If you used tracker apps before, it's nothing too crazy with this one. I'll get to the more unique features later in the video here. Actually, I'll get to it right now. Okay, so we have the plans. You understand that. And then let's say you're brand new. You're not sure of what plan you want to use. If you look at this big red button on the bottom here, you have a plan builder button, and this is free to use, which is pretty unique to the PumpPal. If you click the button, you'll be brought to a new screen where it's going to ask you what kind of plan you want to set up, right? So here we have the first question we're going to ask you is like, what's your fitness level, right? Have you ever been to a gym? Are you a beginner? Maybe you've been to the gym for like a year and a half, so you're more intermediate, and you've been going for years, and you want an advanced plan, right? And then you select how many days a week you plan to work out, and you get target days a week, right? So most people will do it 3 days a week. If you're more of a serious gym goer, you're probably going to do a 5-6 day split. But yeah, you choose what you want to do, what you think you can stick to on these options here, right? So let's go ahead and go to the next screen, which is going to ask you about what your primary goals are, right? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain muscle? Do you want to just have general health? All these are going to factor into what the plan is going to offer you, right? If you want to lose weight, we're probably going to be more cardio intensive. If you want to gain muscle, it's going to be more, weightlifting intensive. General health will be a mixture of the two, maybe some, light workouts for weights and some cardio and some stretching and mobility exercises. So you kind of just pick what you want to do there, and then you hit next. All right, and then in your plan setup, we have a full body. Oop, I went to the wrong screen, sorry. After that screen, you're going to be got to if you have access to a gym or not, right? I mean, not everyone has access to a gym, but they want to work out, they want to get in shape, the best shape they can get in without access to those things. So you can choose if you have access to a gym, maybe you just want to do home workouts, or you want to do outdoor only workouts, right? And depending on what you choose, it's going to have different things that it's going to create for you, right? So, I mean, if you don't have access to a gym, you only have access to your home, it's going to be a lot of body weight exercises and more cardio. If you only want to do outdoor exercises, it's going to be more cardio based. But then you would hit next, right? Then you're brought into your plan setup screen. In this one, I'm doing I believe if I remember right, I did lose weight. I have access to a gym. And I had access to his gym, and I wanted to primarily focus on getting stronger, right? So in here we have, now that we know what those options are, you have access to a gym, so you maybe want to do full day body gym, if I could talk, full body gym workout, right? So it'll create that workout for you. Maybe you only want to use machines in the gym, so it's machines essentials, so it's only going to allow you to use machines in the gym. Or maybe you're more of a dumbbell person, right? And it only wants you to use dumbbells in the workout. And then once you hit this, you can click Use Plan. Once you have it, and it'll create the plan for the week. And you can begin working out right away. This is cool because a lot of apps charge you for this feature, whereas this is free from the start. Another thing that's unique to PumpPal is that we have what you call measurements, right? So let me come in here and I'm going to show you what the measurement screen is all about. So this measurement screen is about tracking your body measurements, your actual measurements of your body, right? If you're not sure how you can measure stuff, you're not sure what the tools you can use to measure your body measurements, just hit on the top tips and tools and recommendations. There I have a screen explaining, what time of day you should do it, how frequently you should do it, lighting, cameras if you want to get really fancy with it, the best lighting for it so you can see your cuts and your muscles. All kinds of tips and tools in there. You can check that out yourself. If you're not sure where to measure, right, you can go ahead and click to show measurement picture, and it'll show you where these measurements should be being taken on the body, right? Neck, chest, left bicep, right bicep, hips, waist, left thigh, and it'll show you where exactly you measure, because you might not know. I think the big one when I first started measuring was the waist and the hips. I mean, that was kind of like, which one's waist, which is hips? So probably the one you're going to question too. But if you question anything about it, just look at this measurements chart and you can take a look, right? Otherwise, let's get into the more of the features in this one. And let's look at the add measurement screen. So essentially you're going to come in, you're going to track your weight, you're going to track your body fat percentage. Once again, if you're not sure how to track your body fat percentages, it explains that to you in the tools and tips, right? So make sure you go to that. And generally, you just want to get a scale that measures it, is what I use. And it'll show you that inside the tools and tips, right? And then you just, you track your measurements, waist, hips, chest, neck, left bicep. You hit save and it'll track your measurements, right? And then what's cool about this one, it always remembers your first measurement. As you can see on the screen, your first measurement is there. You can't delete it. You can edit it. So maybe you saved it on accident and you want to, edit the numbers, right? So this is pretty cool. It remembers your first measurement. And as you add more measurements to the week, this little, on the top right, you have the two rectangular boxes next to each other button. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's where you click it to get comparisons, right? So if you want to compare your first measurement, let's say you're 6 weeks deep and you do another measurement, and you want to compare your changes, you'd hit this button and you'd be brought to a new screen that shows your first and current measurements, right? Comparison. So maybe you lost 5 pounds. Maybe your body fat percentage went down. Maybe your waist was smaller, and your weight didn't go down. That's a good thing, right? So that means you had a body composition change, right? So that's great to check out. I believe in measuring these things because the scale really doesn't tell you exactly what's going on. So in this picture, you might be all depressed, and you did your measurements, and you didn't lose weight like you wanted to lose weight. But then you go through your measurements and you add that measurement and you find out that like your waist still went down, but you stayed the same weight. That means you put on some muscle and you lost some fat there. So there's more ways to measure your progress than just the scale alone, because the scale isn't always the main answer. This is a cool feature, unique to PumpPal. You can't find it anywhere else. Another unique feature to PumpPal is progress photos. And here is where you would add them. Essentially, what you do is you can hit the plus button to add a photo, maybe from your phone. You can just, you can use your camera and just take a picture like normal, and you can add a progress photo, right? Once again, if you're not sure how to properly take progress photos, we have the tips and tools recommendations in the top. If you click that, it'll explain like what kind of tools you can use to take your pictures, where you should take your pictures, how often you should take your pictures, and that will be covered under the tips, tools, and recommendations. And then inside here, you'll have the option to add your photos, right? You can use the camera on the top right. If you hit the camera button, it will take you to your camera right away, and you can take a picture. You can hit the plus button if you already have a picture. But once again, this goes back to it remembers your first pictures, right? It'll remember your first front shot. It'll remember your first side shot. It'll remember your first back shot, right? And then you'd hit the same rectangular buttons up top of here, and it'll be brought to a new screen, right? Where it compares your first photo to your newest photo. And you can see in the top here, you can switch between the front, the side, and the back. and it shows you the comparison of those. So like this is what it looks like if you selected the side, right? And you have the comparison here. This is what it looks like if you select your back. And you can see visual progress, right? Once again, let's say you're sad the scale didn't go down, but you take these pictures and over time you're gonna see, like, I mean, if you've been sticking to it good, sometimes you stay the same weight and there's changes on your body, and you can really and you can really begin to track your progress besides just the weight on the scale. This keeps you motivated. This keeps you going. Sometimes that scale don't move the way you want it to move, and this lets you visually see your progress over time. Definitely check that out. Cool feature to PumpPal. Once again, free to use, and you can go ahead and check that out. Another unique feature to PumpPal is your reasons, right? Let's say you struggle with motivation, and you really need a good reason to show up. You need your reasons, right? Maybe you just want to build strength, right? Building strength helps you age better. Your legs will still work as long as you keep them strong. The chances of things breaking as you get older are reduced. Whatever your reason, right? Pimping ain't easy, right? I put that in there as a joke, right? Pimping ain't easy. I mean, like, the better you look, the easier it is to date women. Or if you're a woman, the better you look, it's easier to date men. Tons of reasons why, I mean, looking better is going to help you in the dating world. Also, if you're not sure on reasons, we have preset reasons. If you hit the preset button, let me go in here quick. It'll give you a quick list of different reasons why you might want to be working out and keep working out. You want to build strength, lose weight, improve your mental health, increase your energy, your doctor's recommendation. Maybe they told you have to get in there and start getting in better shape. Be a role model for your family. Maybe you have young kids and them seeing you work out, maybe at home or going to the gym, staying motivated to work out. They'll see that. Monkey see, monkey do. Perform better in sports or gain more confidence. Whatever it is. So you want to track your reasons from the start, and then when you're losing, like say you don't feel like working out that day, open the app, look at your reasons, and remind yourself why you're doing it, right? So this helps keep you motivated and keeps you going in the future. So we're done with like one of the unique features of the app. I do have more features I do plan to add that are going to be cool. I don't want to say in the video because I don't want people copying me, my competitors copying me, but there's definitely more features to come that are unique to PumpPal, and you should definitely check it out, right? Otherwise, I mean, the basics, you want to track your workouts. When you add your plan, you add your exercises. Let me go in here. We have the bench press. We added a bench press. We added cable chest flies, push-ups, running. This is what it looks like when you select your plan. You can once you select the plan in the plans menu, you can then add exercises. It'll bring you to the add exercise screen. What's unique to PumpPal here is you do not have to choose just weights, right? When you select add exercise, it's going to ask you if you want to do weight training. This means like all the exercises when you go through, you search for an exercise are going to be only weight training related. If you want to do just body weights, you can select body weight training, and all the exercises will be based off of just using your body weight. Maybe you just want to do some cardio. When you select that, only cardio options will show in there. Maybe you want to do some stretching and mobility at the end of your workout, or maybe in the beginning of the workout. You hit that, and it'll only show you stretching and mobility exercises. So that's another unique feature to PumpPal. It kind of filters out different types, and you can do different exercises depending on that, right? But yeah, that's unique to PumpPal when you go to build your exercises. And then right now, without saying too much, I do plan to add a new cool feature to this. It's pretty set in stone. If you use workout apps before, in your workout, you'll be brought to this, right? So you got the bench press, you have your instructions. If you click it, it'll go to your instructions on how to do a bench press. And then you simply add your weight you lifted, how many reps you did, and then the rest timer will start and tell you when to do it again. This one, like I said, pretty straightforward. You use a workout tracking app before. You probably know how to use this. If you don't, that's how you would do it, right? So you're going to do a bench press, you're going to lift 225 pounds, 8 reps, and then the number on the end is your 1 rep max estimate, right? Don't take it to heart. It's an estimate about how much you can lift. But yeah, more features to come in this one. I'm trying to do a redesign to make this look nicer right now, and I plan to add a couple new features once I get that done. But yeah, I think I covered what I wanted to cover. If you like this, once again, go to PumpPal, physical activity loss in your app store. Check it out. Log in. Take a look at all the features. I think it's the best one out there at this time. Um, we do have a great option for subscribing. There's only one option right now, and it's a lifetime access for $39.99. This is temporary for now. I do plan to go to a subscription model later as I figure out which features we're going to charge for. But definitely think about, if you do like it, think about getting this for $39.99. It helps this one developer here keep building functions for the app. And then it allows you to get no ads in the app. You're grandfathered into all new features. Like I said, I do have a list of features I'm going to be still adding. Whenever that comes, you automatically get those features. It's one-time payment, no subscription. Like I said, limited time offer. And you can also sync across your devices. So it'll sync to your server. If you ever get a new phone, you simply re-download the app, log in, and it'll give you your information. Otherwise, check it out if you like it. If you want to keep up with PumpPal to see maybe new feature improvements later, and what you would like to see in the app, maybe you can tell me in the comments. In the app, I have feedback. If something might be broken, I don't realize it. Please let me know in the feedback in the app. Maybe you want a new feature. Please give me that feedback. Feedback's awesome. I want to hear from you. Otherwise, I think I covered what I want to cover. Like and subscribe to this channel for more updates of the app in the future. Otherwise, you all have a good day. Thanks.